Hello YouTube, Millennium X17 here once again. Time to play more Valkyria Chronicles. It's been about 2 days since the last session. I recorded first session was actually 4 solid hours. It's pretty good. Except I was a dumbass though, because I even looked at the options and it didn't even cross my mind at the time. But towards the end of the last hour or so, when I was in a lot of heavy battles, the music volume's way high, and I'm trying to yell over it, so I had to adjust the volume of the whole game way down. And it's just it's a real problem. So let's fix that. Just saying, maybe. And just as the thing there at the bottom of the screen says, you can't really change the cutscenes volume, because even though they brought this forward to the PS4 and same to Steam, they haven't actually redone the cutscenes. So that's why the volume for the cutscenes are the way they are. The actual physical movie play cutscenes, the ones where I actually have to physically hit the button in order to forward them each and every time, those are the same. Those do apply for this volume thing, but hopefully this way I won't have to yell over the volume of the music as much, and I can keep the voice. The voice, we can drop that down a little bit, but by large the music needs to come way down. But other than that, it is time for the Cloden supply base. I can't remember if I've been to the... It's only 2 days ago. Let me just quickly check headquarters. I can't remember if I did everything in here that I needed to or not. I'll know in a second. I did. Okay. We are good to go for Cloden. The Wildwood Warfare at Cloden. This is one of my most favorite missions in the whole game. It's probably tied with 2 others.
Here's a brief on the task at hand.
Yada yada. Alright, so the south force is the tank, goes up through the middle, and then there's a northern force that comes around and sweeps down in. However, there's a couple different ways you can go at taking the base. I like to rush hard with scouts on the north. So down here you're gonna need to have your Largo for command point, and then we're also going to have Nadine right next to the tank so that she can repair it as needed. You don't really need snipers on this map, so and that's all you need down there. Up here you're going to want to have Rosie up at front, simply because, again, shock troopers have such a short movement bar. It's kind of annoying, but nonetheless. And then we're going to have Alicia. We're going to go with Frisia and Juno. Are going to be... You can maybe get away with doing this with just 2 scouts, but I don't like to take those kinds of risks. So I run with 3. But anyway, as you'll see. And that's all we need. Now we can get into. Yes, deploy anyway.
Now, let's begin the operation. I'm confident victory is within reach.
Very much so. Alright.
The enemy's supply base is through these woods. Squad 7, move out!
I do like the tank the Squad 7 has. That Edelweiss is really cool.
The tank will follow the road to the south. Team 2, take the trail to the base.
As I've already just said.
All right, listen up and I'll explain.
Wow, really? There's still exposition this far into the game? I forgot. It's been that long since I played. Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so what they've unlocked now is support fire. If you're within close range of another ally, they'll assist in the firing upon of whoever you're firing at. Why they don't have that unlocked from the beginning is a bit of a mystery to me. It's actually very helpful in the long run. Something to definitely take into consideration. Oh, for the, right, okay, so Doesn't really what south or north you do first. I'm gonna just do the tank first. Largo sits here. He's all he is a command point. That's all he is.
Entering combat.
And this tank, at this point in the mission, or at this point in the game,
Hostile sighted.
you're going to.
Anti-tank gunnery sighted on the north bank. Pushing ahead could prove dangerous.
Yep, we get that. Don't worry, we'll take care of it.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Your tank's gonna end before it's gonna run over that mine. I could have taken a pot shot at these guys here, but it's with all these trees, it's a bit of a hit or miss. Either or. I already knew the anti-tank cannon was there. What you do to hit the anti-tank cannon?
I'm ready to go.
Now the thing you got to realize about these foot soldiers is there is mines right here behind these camps, and they are so incredibly easy to walk over. It's not even funny.
Do you have visibility there?
Come on, there we go. Grenade this dude. He has no idea. Oh, he got it right in the ass. That was a good shot right there. Excellent grenade placement.
Next partner.
You're doing well. Just keep it up.
And then you kind of point her towards him-ish, give or take. End the current action. Yes. And we can bring up Alicia.
Moving out.
Again, every time you're going to want to be very careful and not hit that mine. I've done it before. It scares the crap out of me every single time I do it. Now, you'll see up in the upper corner of the thing here, eventually when you hit your thing on, and it's going to... Now, you see in the upper right-hand corner, it says Freesia. That means that she's going to join in with this attack as well, because you're within that range. And that adds up. The kill shot is 6. You only have 5 shots, but with the 2 of them, you have 10 shots, and that's where it becomes very helpful. Now we're going to push her forward all the way as far forward as you can here on the leftish side where this grass is going to be right about there. That's about all you can hope for right there. That's excellent. End the current action. Let me think now. I forgot to bring the engineer forward. We'll get to her in a second. Juno, you're gonna bring forward.
Right, here I go.
All the way forward to where Alicia is. Watching that damn mine. At some point during this playthrough, I guarantee you I'm gonna walk over a mine at some point. It's inevitable. It always happens. They always surprise me, no matter how much I actually legitimately do know that they're there. I still run them over myself. Walk over them. And it scares the crap out of me every single time, too. They're incredibly easy to miss.
I'm on it.
And the thing with Rosie, you're just going to want to have her right there. Pointing towards this trail. The idea is between Freesia over in the camp and Rosie here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nobody comes down this way too far. The idea is to keep them out of this encampment. Now let me move Nadine forward, and what we can do with her is we can disarm the mine.
Try to act as soon as you spot a target.
And as you'll notice, though, even though I use the engineer's tool, it doesn't have a cross out. So she could technically still, after doing that, she can still fire and do things and the what have you. You know, even though it's pointless to shoot at them from this distance, really, it's something that is something to keep in mind when you're moving your engineer units. The other thing to do is you're going to want to put her behind the tank so that they don't shoot at her and have any wild, random, weird, good shots and kill her in one hit, which I've seen happen enough times. It's just annoying for when your own tank and lancers can't hit anything from 10 feet away, but yet they'll snipe you from halfway across the map. That's not difficulty in my mind. That's just frustration. So you never want to give them the opportunity to even have the chance to maybe pull one of those things out of their ass. Now with Freesia,
I'm ready to go.
what you need to do with her is, I actually forgot, with Juno you can even you can occupy the camp with Juno. I totally forgot to do that. But since I'm using Freesia anyway, you might as well just, you know, grab it while you got it. Put her more or less here. That she'll shoot at anything coming up this way, but she will be behind enough cover that it shouldn't be too big of a problem. One can hope. And then with this, we can bring in... Who do we want to bring in? Yeah, why not? And then we can end our phase. Freesia just shot at him, even though you couldn't see it from her perspective. And that stopped him. That kept him pushed back into that...
Damage minimal.
They always seem to want to, you know, fart around and shuffle through the base. I guess I'm okay with it, given that it spends command points for them. Oh my god, stop with the exposition. It's a random chance that your soldiers will duck down in a what they call evasion. It's totally random, and it's really annoying when the enemy does it. More often than not, the special... we'll get there when we get there. Matter of fact, I think the next map has one. No, matter of fact, now that I think of it, this map has one. It's a certain enemies, instead of saying Lancer or Shock Trooper or Scout, they'll actually physically have a name attached to them. It'll be Lieutenant or Sergeant, this, that, or the other. And if you kill them and retrieve their body, they have a special weapon on them that you can use yourself. In my experience, those weapons are kind of useless. They're not anything better than you already have. So I tend to not really go for them, but those specific people tend to be very annoying with the names. I think, if I remember, he's in here somewhere. I forget where he is, but they have higher evasion and stronger defense and whole 9 yards. They're really annoying to deal with, is what I'm getting at. It's very annoying to deal with that. But nonetheless, let us keep going with this fresh turn. Okay, so two things that need to happen. This tank needs to be pushed forward, and then you need to not really so much gauge the tank just yet, but engage. You can, yeah, you might as well can. The idea, you may want to try to shoot the tracks off of the tank. The other option is to start shooting shells at the Lancers, just to get them out of the picture. They can be a little bit of a nuisance. The big thing, though, is you need to push your scouts, all three of them, up into this vicinity. Right here. And they need to try to take these guys out. So, let us grab... Who's got more health? Alicia does. Alright, let's grab Alicia. Now, if you come through this gate right here, you're going to get shredded. Because the dude is right there. But this guy over here hasn't quite figured out where you are yet. What you do is you switch to your grenade, you come all the way over. He's finally figured out you're there. Enter in. And now the idea is more often than not, in my experience, this guy usually gets killed from this grenade shot. But worst case scenario, you want to put it next to him so that worst case scenario, it pops him out of the square of the base. And he is dead. But if he didn't get killed, he would have been thrown out of the base, as you see there. Damn straight. Now, Alicia, you're going to want to bring her in. You cannot occupy because the other guy is still within the vicinity. You want to bring her down and put her right about here.
Do you still have sufficient...
And then you can end her action. Now you can bring Juno forward. In my experience, this shock trooper, more often than not, will not be killed. But the idea is to knock him out of the base. That is all you really need to do. Try to put it right behind him. Kinked in maybe a little. Just try to get it so that it throws him out of the base. He didn't. He ducked. That is some bullshit. Fucking annoying. Alright, in that case, you don't want to bring... Nope, actually, you don't want to bring her away from her. Because if those two are too close together, it's going to... what's going to happen is he'll throw a grenade when he comes forward. So what I want to do is I want to bring her out and then end her action. Try to separate those two as best as possible. I can't believe he fucking ducked. That is really annoying. A grenade. A grenade. If it's gunfire, that's one thing. A grenade, you duck down. Oh, I got no damage. That's stupid. That is incredibly rare for that to happen. That is insanely bad luck for this to happen right now when I'm trying to do a playthrough explaining how I go through this base. Now, the thing, though, is that with him pointed this direction... I don't know if I feel like testing my luck going through that gate or not. It might work, it might not. The key, though, that you got to be very aware of is that the tank, this medium tank that's right here, is the medium tanks have a specific port on the rear of the tank that shoots bullets out. And what I'm afraid of is that he might, by going through this gate, you might get hit by it. I'm pretty sure it's within range. Nope, not that, stupid. There you go.
I'm ready to go.
I'm going to bring the grenade. I'm going to see what kind of range I can get. Yeah, that's definitely within range to get that thing to get shot at by that little pod that's on the back of the tank. You can't really see it through the fence, but I know it's there. It's right above where that blue thing on the back of the tank is. It's pretty nasty. I don't think you can fire it far enough.
All units, check your current position.
Oh, I got the thing right there. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Have you secured
It's there. I know it's there. I know as soon as I try to peek around this corner. Right there. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Right there. That's it. I don't know if this is going to be enough to knock him out or not. I don't think so. Oh, it might be. It might be. Oh, it was. That's it. That was incredibly lucky. That was incredibly lucky. So, more often than not, if you can get Juno's grenade or whomever scouts, you know, have to knock him out, take with Juno and take the camp. And then, no matter what, bring, you know, whoever scout up to this point right here, give or take. So that you can, it's rare for anybody to walk down this way, but it's not like I've never seen it before. It's definitely rare. We're going to end the action. All right, we had some bad luck, but we got some good luck now as well. Worst case, you know, worst thing that's just happened is that it's wasted an extra command point for us for this turn. Because more often than not, I would already be doing something else. But because of that, I'm going to have to do something slightly different, actually. Slightly weird. We're going to occupy the camp.
Good.
And because we're moving anyway, I don't know if I want to try shooting at them. I might as well. See, if we get lucky, we can get 3 shots on this guy. That'll kill him.
Here I come.
Oh, we got him way down. We definitely got him way down. So I'm not too bad with that. Alright, so instead, normally she would be in the camp for an extra turn, but instead I'm going to bring her around over this direction for something that will be happening next turn.
Do you have a visual on that base?
Right there. I'm going to end the current action. And then from here, you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring in your A-team player, Lancer, for, you know, the whole, Jan is great. So overpowered, but either which way. So we've got that. And now we can move the tank forward, it looks like. Yeah. I want to bring the tank forward, take a shot at the treads of this thing, maybe. I'm not entirely sure just yet. It's 50-50 whether I feel like taking on, you know, shooting the Lancers to try to get rid of them. Because they are ultimately very annoying when they keep taking pot shots at your own tank. These two should be okay up here for now. It's definitely, because of the snafu that was right here, it's taken me, I'm going to be a little bit behind with these people over here. It's not even really necessary, to be perfectly honest with you. You could keep these two here, and these two will probably try to come a little bit forward, and then they'll be, you know, they'll be able to shoot at Rosie, and then Nancy here will also shoot at them. But it's not that big of a deal. So for right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to save. I always save a lot, especially during mid-missions, because you never know what kind of random nonsense that you get. The one thing that I do reload saves from is if, like, you know, a random tank shell or Lancer from an absurd distance comes in and snipes one of my characters. That's just ridiculous. If it can't happen for me, then it definitely can't happen for them. And in my experience, my Lancers always have terrible... I've seen my Lancers miss something from literally 10 feet away. It's insane when it happens. But yeah, we're going to take the tank. We're going to move it forward a wee bit. As we run over Nadine somewhat.
Provide the squad some cover fire.
Right there. In my experience, that tank doesn't really move, so I'm going to take a chance and see if I can't snipe this dude. It sometimes happens, it sometimes doesn't. It's nice when it does. Oh, and it did.
Good work.
Like, for my seeing, a tank from this distance away shouldn't miss, you know, anything, but you never know.
Damn it, I'm under...
No matter the cost.
So for this, we're going to take Nadine and we're going to bring her up here. We're actually going to spend the last 2 command points we have for this turn on her. What we're going to do is we're going to bring her up and give this guy something to think about. So that we don't have to deal with them at all. And then... I don't know. Do I want to spend the command points or not? The Edelweiss is 1,500. If they take 3 shots, we should still be safe. I don't know. That could go either way. That is a risk either way. Because I could use that command point later on. Let's see what happens.